Hello and welcome to Chat with Dr. Cat. I'm Dr. Cat. Today, partners, this is for you. Today we're going to be talking about the yellow room. A lot of what I've suggested to people after they've watched the episode on Paint the Room Yellow, my advice has been show your partner. So this episode, partner, is for you. Let me explain what Paint the Room Yellow is. Now, it's an analogy, so bear with me, but it's when your partner comes to you and says, I would like to paint the room yellow. Paint the room yellow is them saying, this is how I want to be treated. This is what I need. And they're giving you a roadmap on how they want to be treated. Now, let's go back to the analogy. I would like the room to be painted yellow. They go off, they come back, and you bought them a new bed. And you're like, look at the new bed. Now, buying the new bed is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. You did something kind, but you didn't paint the room yellow. They asked you to paint the room yellow, to be treated a particular way, or to follow through a particular way. And then what happens is, when they say, oh, wow, you got the new bed, but you didn't paint the room yellow. Then what they hear is, oh, it's never good enough. I don't do the right things. You're never happy. And all of a sudden, they're being blamed for the fact that you didn't follow the roadmap. And it doesn't mean what you did wasn't nice, but that should be something you do also with painting the room yellow. If you'd like to paint the room yellow and bring the bed, great. But what happens is every time they say, oh yeah, the bed is great, but could you paint the room yellow? Then they leave, go do something, they come back, and now there's a new carpet with the new bed. And you go, look at what I've done for you. And you're happy about it because maybe it's coming from a great place. Maybe you're just internally listening to self, what you think might be the best thing. But you didn't follow the roadmap to paint the room yellow. So again, what you can say is, it's never good enough. You don't like what I do. And you know what? Even if I tried to paint the room yellow, you would say it was the wrong color, that there's brush strokes. And look, I hear you on that as well. So what I say to the other person who's bringing this video to you, this episode to you, is this. When you're asking for the room to be painted yellow, let them paint the room yellow. If you want it to be more specific, you can say, I would like it to be a buttercream, a light yellow. I would like it to be a strong yellow. You can say those things. Maybe I want the brush strokes to go up and down. Maybe I want them to go sideways. Or the first step is to say, just paint the room yellow without judgment. So here's a side note. That would be, say you're asking your partner, from now on, what I would really like you to do, because I'm so exhausted, we both work, I'm cooking dinner, we have the kids, I would like you to do the dishes and put it in the dishwasher. That's going to be your new thing. This is something that is going to help. We need more balance and partnership in the house. When we start bathing the kids, that maybe we can do it like an assembly line, but we are both working and I'd like us to do this. That is paint the room yellow. Now, if you decide that you're going to follow through and paint the room yellow, when you're loading the dishwasher, I'm sure you've seen how it's been loaded before, or before you take it on, maybe take a minute and watch how your partner loads the dishwasher. And maybe you can kind of figure out a way to kind of do it the same way. That's one thing. For the person who's showing this video to your partner, let them load the dishwasher. As long as the dishwasher is getting done, let them do it. Try to move away from criticizing that you didn't put the forks in right or you didn't do this. Or that first night that that person is painting the room yellow, work with them and say, can I show you how to load the dishwasher that will be the most efficient? And maybe they have another opinion and say, oh, okay. Now look, if they have the glasses up and all the water loads in the glasses, that's not efficient and it's actually not great because the food and everything else can settle into those glasses. Not a great plan. Glasses need to be turned over. But take a moment, explain why. This is how you work together to paint the room yellow if you want it to be done in a particular way. Now, so I hope you're hearing that part. For the person giving the video, if you want it to be more specific, be specific. If you are allowing them to just paint the room yellow, let them have the freedom to paint the room yellow. So for those of you watching this video, because your partner is bringing it to you today, please bear with me. Your partner is bringing this to you because they feel unheard. They feel unseen. They feel frustrated. They feel as though they're not valued. Yet you bought the bed, yet you bought the carpet, but you're still not painting the room yellow. I'm not sure what your driving force is. Maybe it's to do something kind. Maybe it's to show something. Maybe because you want to do it. If you don't know how to paint the room yellow, even though they've asked you to paint the room yellow, please go back and say, how is it that I can help you? Now, let's go back to the example of the assembly line with showering and maybe doing the dishes. Ask questions. Just say, so are you wanting me to do this every night? Are you wanting me to, once we do the dishes, do I have a couple of minutes to debrief? Have conversations. But one of the most important things in a marriage is to identify roles in the house. Who's going to be doing what so that the other person doesn't feel burdened down by all of it. Now, if you're a 2-income family, absolutely, there should be some equal things going on there. If one person is a stay-at-home, which is the hardest job ever, and the other person works outside of the home, there still needs to be a balance. There still needs to be interaction. There still needs to be a break from the person who has been living at home, working at home. And you have kids, they're your kids. You've got to spend time with your kids. So let's go back. Paint the room yellow. I want you to really get this analogy. When someone comes to you and says, I need you to paint the room yellow, and you keep bringing these other things, or here's another thought. You paint one wall and you go, see, look what I did. They're asking for the entire room to be painted yellow. I don't want to be seen just a little bit. I don't want to be heard just a little bit. I want to fully be heard and seen. And here's the other thing for the people that are listening, for the person who brought this to you. Maybe you have a room that you want to be painted blue, and you can start talking about that as well. I don't think the person bringing this to you is the only person who is important in the relationship. So are you. But right now, they have the courage, they have the need and the drive to come to you and say, this is what I need. You know, I had someone who said in one of their comments that she had been asking for a wheelbarrow, okay, for her gardening. And her husband kept bringing her a wagon and whatever else. And she was frustrated because she said, I would prefer a wheelbarrow. That's what I really, really want. So eventually, she got it herself. But in moments like that, if you're taking the time to do something for somebody, talk to them. Maybe in that situation, a partner may say, well, you know, a wheelbarrow may be unsteady at times, or maybe it'll be too heavy, or maybe that's okay. But at the end of the day, if the person is saying, I want the wheelbarrow because I don't want to worry about the wagon breaking down or getting broken, or if it's a canvas wagon, it gets dirty. A wheelbarrow you don't care about. Actually, the older and more dinged up it gets, the better it is. And that's what I want. Hear them. Listen to them. Because I'm hearing from a lot of people out there, mainly women. I'm hearing how they're feeling angry and they're feeling resentful and they're feeling that they're trapped. Now, here's the other thing that partners sometimes say. Well, I don't cheat, I don't gamble, I don't do the... Okay, you shouldn't be doing those things. You don't get credit for the things that you should be doing. If the fact is that you became a partnership, you shouldn't be cheating. You shouldn't be out there gambling, spending all your money. These are the basic things that should be appreciation both ways. But it shouldn't be your response to bad behavior. You not seeing your partner. Well, at least I don't gamble. At least I don't have affairs. Walk away from that. That just goes nowhere. Goes nowhere. If you married this person or committed to this person to live together and to have a life together, you have one life together that we know of at this point, right? One life. You're living it now. You decided to love this person. They're telling you, I'm upset, I'm hurt, I'm sad. Rather than become defensive and feel like you've done wrong and they're attacking you. That's kind of an immature response, which most human beings have. It's not just you. But instead of going, oh, you know, I can never do anything right, that just perpetuates the cycle. Take a moment and realize that the person you love across from you is showing you this episode today because they want the relationship to get better. They want to feel loved again. They want to feel heard. They're not asking for a brand new house. They're not asking to move. They're not asking for... They just want to feel loved, seen, and heard. And guess what? You can start doing it today. Today. You're watching this episode. That's the first step. After this episode, sit there and hear how they want to paint the room yellow. And only about them. Not about your blue room right now. The yellow room. And act on it. Find out what you can do. And you can say, moving forward, I want you to be as specific as possible about painting the room yellow, their issue and what they want. Because I want to know if there's something that I could do better in painting the room yellow, the color, whatever it is. Ask your questions and then paint the room yellow. And here's a side note. That room over the years, it's going to get chipped. Maybe furniture is going to bang into it. Maybe there's a scuff mark. Maybe kids were playing ball in the house and somebody's elbow went through the wall. You've got to maintain that room painted yellow. It doesn't fall by the wayside. Sometimes you got to go back in, touch up, repaint the walls to keep making it better. Once that's completed, then it is your turn to sit back and share how you want your room to be painted blue. Or maybe you want it yellow as well. Maybe you have the same issue. Just do something different and remember why you loved this person and still love this person. And here's the thing. I hear this from a lot of couples. Well, they're not the same person anymore. I don't even recognize this person. Well, they're not the same person. When you met them, maybe they were in their 20s. They had different needs and wants. Now they're in their 30s. They have different needs and wants. They have careers now, or maybe you have children. They couldn't possibly be the same person that they were when they're 20. What about when they're in their 40s and 50s? You have to adjust. You can't continue to have the same relationship with that person because they've changed. Life has changed around them. You can't keep searching for the same woman or man you fell in love with that you met in the 20s. They're just not the same person. They've evolved. Love the new person. Change along the way. I hope this has helped today. I really, really do. The fact that she or he are showing you this video, this episode today, tells you that they want change, they want love, and they want to try. It's up to you. Right now, you can choose to be defensive. You could choose to be very self-focused, or you can choose to work on the issue with the person you've chosen to live your life with, to help make them happy, not provide all their happiness. We all have to provide our own happiness. But to help paint the room yellow by listening to them and then painting the room yellow. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Let me know. chatwithdrkat.com. You can make comments on this episode, and I will get back to you because I'm listening. Have a great rest of your day.